Welcome to the Irish Zone Live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Irish Zone Live. It's been 2 weeks on this channel, 2 weeks, but we're back. We're back from our ban. So yeah, we are here to talk about Drew Harris. Possible general election is coming this year and not next year. And yeah, we got a few more little bits and pieces. So I won't keep you on long tonight. Obviously, tomorrow night on the Irish Zone, Get It Off Your Chest. We will be back for Get It Off Your Chest at the original time slot. And we will continue the open panels over there. Here, this is the channel where I give my opinion. So I just want to start off by saying, if anybody does have an opinion on any of the topics that we talk about tonight, and if you want to come on, you can do it tomorrow night on Get It Off Your Chest. So I just want to get that out there, and so there's no confusion. Anyway, let's get into, we'll start off with Drew Harris, of course. And Michael Healy-Rae put up a post at 9:47 a.m. Today, and he says, "I'm calling for the Garda Commissioner Drew Harris to resign now, rather than waiting for his contract to end. His leadership has faltered, the membership doesn't want him, and the current policies are failing. Waiting until April 25th will only make things worse. Time for change." Now, it's coming from Michael Healy-Rae, right? And you know, when it comes to Michael Healy-Rae, I was there the day that him and his assistant were deliberately walked through the crowd to try and incite some sort of reaction. And then when we didn't react, the NGOs attacked them. And we saw there the Garda brutality in full display as well, where people were getting pushed over and kicked around. Absolutely disgusting behaviour. But here's my take on it. The longer Drew Harris stays in the job, the better for us. The Guard, listen, they're walking out. Gardaí are leaving in their droves, right? Most of the Gardaí that are recruiting now, you've seen them. They've even relaxed the rules. Like, you know, you're seeing these young vanguardists with lipstick, makeup, tattoos, and all of this other shit, right? We've even seen some fatties being hired by An Garda Síochána. So their fitness thing, that's gone out the window as well. Look, he's better off staying there until next year, folks. Trust me. Because if you look, we looked at one of the candidates that could be primed to take over, Canada's finest. And trust me, the longer Drew Harris stays in, the better for us, right? These policies are failing. He is a failure. So, you know, April 25th, that'll be time enough for us to, you know, hopefully change the direction of everything that's going on in this country. But he is under pressure. And Michael Healy-Rae, you know, the reason why the Healy-Raes do so well is because they actually do stuff in their county, you know. But we all know that the Healy-Raes have made money through this current migration nonsense. I think they house Ukrainians. So in Irish politics, you can become a TD in this country, right? And then if the government, right, which he gives out about, by the way, because he's on the opposite side of the chamber, but he has no problem of benefiting and financially gaining from housing Ukrainians. So when Michael Healy-Rae speaks anyway, I kind of take it with a bit of pinch of salt because he's a bit of a muppet and a sellout anyway. So, you know, it's absolutely, I find it ironic that he's the one that's called him out. But Drew Harris, we all know, is a disaster. So it's nothing new there. Now, I just want to do something while we're here because I haven't been back in 2 weeks. I'm actually on the wrong, hold on. Am I? Let me see. Yes, I am. Right, so I just want to do something real quick in the chat. So just bear with me for a second. Right, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Now, and Paddy, which I was doing already, so don't you worry about that. I already know who I was making mod. So there we go. I've given you a spanner as well, Letitia. Even though you didn't ask for it, I'm just giving it to you anyway. Paddy Mac and Kieran should have one as well. But I don't know why his name hasn't turned to a wrench. That's no, there says your mod. Oh, there. Maybe if he comments. Anyway, back to the rest of the news. So some of you obviously now we're part of a bit of a private chat there. And a video has, well, not a video, sorry, a post on another plantation in Wexford. Now this just popped up out of nowhere. This is why we're trying to tell people, you know, even though I put up the map and a list of iPass centres yesterday in our chat, I wasn't suggesting that that was all the iPass centres. Listen, we know there's unofficial ones as well. And there's ones that are just popping up without any consultation of the community. Now, I was talking to someone today in relation to something else, but I will be heading to the countryside pretty soon enough. And I'm going to be doing a bit of scouting around a particular county. And we're going to be seeing if there's any more of these places popping up all over the country. Now, as I said, you get the official list off the government, but you're not going to get the true numbers. Listen, even some of these NGOs, and it's clear because we've seen incidents, they have illegal camps in this country. Right, you have them in every country, by the way, all these lefties, right? You have all of these illegal camps. You try to keep it, you know, secret from the government, even themselves. So we're going to be going around and having a look all over this country and see exactly what's going on, right? Because we need numbers. We need the numbers. We need to know what we're actually dealing with. Now, all of this means jack shit, of course, because obviously, and we're coming on to our next topic, which is the general election. Now, I've obviously spoke about this on Spaces, and I've spoke about it on this channel before I keep getting banned, but I've spoke about it here. And the logic seems to be behind it from the government's point of view, is that because there was a low turnout in the last run of elections, which was the local and European elections, they actually think that they'll have a better chance of succeeding and getting in. Look, at the bottom line is this: they're getting in either way, right? Whether they wait in November, or whether they call it in November, or they call it next year when it's supposed to be, this current government is getting in again, right? It's getting in. It's a fact. It's a fact. Because analyse the situation yourselves, right? Okay, Sinn Féin's dead in the water, yeah? They've just fell off now because the nationalists focused on Sinn Féin. They crippled Sinn Féin and took Sinn Féin out. Great, right? But now you're after leaving that big void there, right? Sinn Féin are going to suffer. But you tell me, do you think that the nationalists are going to be able to get those seats that Sinn Féin is going to lose? I don't think so. I don't think so, right? Because nothing's organised. They called the alliance. We're in the 5th week now. We're officially in the 5th week now. I think we're actually in the 6th week, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. We're in the 5th week now. We were supposed to get a manifesto. We were supposed to get a plan going ahead. We still don't have it. We still don't have it, right? All I see is all of these people doing little videos, right? But not actually coming out and tell, where's the manifesto? You've promised us a manifesto and we're still waiting on the manifesto. Where is it? We need the manifesto as YouTubers and people out there that are doing stuff for this movement, right? To get the message out there, right? And you aren't even helping yourselves. So if you guys think that actually, see, do you know what their logic is? And it's so fucking stupid. And it actually is. They think because they got 10,000 people show up at a protest, that's 10,000 votes. And they think by getting those 10,000 votes, somehow they're going to cause a shock in this country, right? What they don't realise is that there's a lot of disillusionment with the movement at the moment. And some people that voted for certain nationalists have said that they're not going to vote for them again, right? I voted 2 National Party candidates during the European and local elections, and I've made it quite clear that I won't be giving them my vote this time around, because I gave them the vote, gave them the benefit of the doubt, right? As you do when you give them your vote the first time, you're giving them the benefit of the doubt, right? But they've had a bit of time, right? And I've seen, basically what I've saw is I've wasted my vote, because these people are wasting their time trying to communicate with the government when the government have made it clear. And that's not what I want for the people that I voted for, right? I want them, the National Party, to come up and formulate a plan how we move forward to stop these plantations from happening. Because if people think that these plantations are going to happen after the general election, they're not. The next 5 years of this government, right, we're going to have another 5 years of this government, and for the next 5 years, we're going to get more fucking Thornton Halls and more Clonmels, right? And then the answer from nationalists will be, well, hang on in there for the 5 years, right, until we can get into government. That's what they're telling you. They're actually asking you to wait, vote for them, right? And then they'll be able to make a change. But they're asking you to wait 5 years, maybe 10 years, right? I reckon it'll be 15, because these people can't even organise a wake, let alone organise an alliance, right? And they're publicly fighting with each other as well and disagreeing. So how the fuck do we think that these people are actually going to do anything for us? And this is why I have seen lately, right, that people are starting to link up and create their own groups. And these groups are not just being set up just to fucking turn up at protests and all of this other shit. These groups are being set up to actually make a difference within communities and around the country, right? And it's the only way forward. It's the only way forward, because the bottom line is nothing is changing. The next 5 years, whether they call the general election in November or whether they call it next year, we have 5 more years of this government to come. Now, the difference will be, obviously, they won't probably have the Greens in there, right? Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael are not going to get the mandate on their own, so they're going to join forces, and they probably even get in the Social Democrats or Labour. Whatever it is, there's going to be another coalition with Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael head of it for the next 5 years, right? And these people are asking you to wait 5 years until they can get into a position to actually take this government on properly. But it's not going to take 5 years. It's going to take at least realistically 10 to 15 years. The Workers' Party took 25 years to get into a position where they actually got into government, right? Okay, so these lads are thinking that they're going to do it faster. They're not going to do it faster. The situation is completely different. The situation is completely different. You're not going to make that much of a difference, even if you got 5, 6, 7 TDs in this time round. You're not going to make a difference. Sinn Féin haven't been able to make a difference, and they're in opposition, for fuck's sake. Right? So that's the bottom line. Right? And now here's a shocking statistic there. Right? Right? I'll throw it up. I mean, right? So another 5 years of this, right? So 280 attacks on Irish women, right? Think about what that figure will look like in 5 years' time. Seriously, 5 years' time, right? 280 attacks on Irish women, right? Think about what that figure will look like in 5 years' time. And that's what these nationalists are asking you to do. They're asking you to wait, right? And then in the meantime, then when something bad does happen in this country, then they'll call a national protest. And that's all you're going to get for the next 5 years. An incident, national protest. Incident, national protest. And in the meantime, then what happens? Irish women, Irish children, grandfathers, grandmothers, or us all get pepper sprayed and battened out of it. For what? And for what? Right? They're not even making a difference, these protests, anymore. They're not. It's a waste of fucking time. 80 attempted child. I can't say it, but you know what I mean, right? Think what that figure will look like in 5 years' time. This is the way all you guys need to be looking at things. Look at the map, the official map of this country, and the official map that the government give you, right, on IPAS centres, right? Now, that's just the official figure. That's not the unofficial that we're trying to ascertain that's out there. But think about what that map will look like in 5 years' time. This is the way you guys have to be seeing things now. Look at what's going to happen over the next 5 years. Look what's happening now, and then think about those numbers 5 years from now. We were never, and I'm just going to say it out straight, we were never voting our way out of this. And I think some of these lads knew that we're not voting our way out of this. Right? And we're not. That's the reality. We are not fighting our way or voting our way out of this. And then you have people out there in the nationalist movement doing their videos. Oh, Ireland is full. Close the borders. All right then. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, if it's that easy, we'll do it. But here's the thing, you gobshites. What are you doing about it? Yous are the guys that are asking us for the vote. So what are you going to do to stop Ireland from getting even fuller? What are you doing to stop these places from being planted? Nothing. All you're doing is, how are you? My name is such and such, and I'm outside such and such a place, and here's such and such a loads of people, and yeah, Ireland is full, close the borders, it's disgraceful, the same words over and over and over and over again, the same poxy fucking videos every single fucking day. They stoke the tensions. They say, look what's happening. Give me your vote. Give me your vote. Seriously, man. I'm outside the Grand Canal here. And as you can see, all the tents are back. And look at, see all the Israelis all paying for that. But I'm just showing you all this, but I'm not offering any solutions. No, I'm just going to say Ireland is full, close the borders. And then when something happens, we'll call a protest. That's the solution to everything. So, you really need to be, listen, guys, you need to be calling these people out. Simple as that. What the fuck are you doing? Right? We haven't got 5 years. Right? We haven't got 5 years. Right? We haven't even got 5 fucking minutes. So stop with your stupid little fucking videos. We know the state of the fucking country. Right? We're blue on the fucking face seeing you doing videos showing us the state of the fucking country. We can fucking see it. So what solutions are you gobshites offering? You are offering none. That's the reality. Because you don't have anything. Because unfortunately, we backed the wrong horses. So, I mean, look, people need to cop on now and get a dose of reality here, right? This government's staying in power, right? They're in next. They're in the next. It's a given. It's a given. So, what was the plan all along? What was it? Just try take down Sinn Féin. Sinn Féin are traitors, and then get a few TDs in, and then just for the next 5 years, just protest and watch the country getting planted even further, and more crimes being committed and numbers going through the roof. So that was the plan, was it? Because if that was the plan, right, I'm just going to say, you motherfuckers should have told the Irish people that that was your plan, that you actually had no real plan in place and that all you were going to do was protest to oblivion. You should have told us, right? If the sheep are going to walk to their fucking own demise, you should have fucking told us, right? Simple as that. So at least we would have known where we fucking stood all along. I told you the last time I was on this channel, right? And I've been saying it over on the other channel. These guys do not have the backbone to do what needs to be done, right? We do not, and listen, we don't have 5 years, right? And here's another thing as well. It wasn't really part of the news that I wanted to do today, but I'm going to call this out because I'm getting very frustrated. So I won't mention YouTubers' names or anything like that. And don't worry, it's not anybody that we know in our little group. So anybody watches this and thinks I'm talking about someone in their group, I'm not. I'm talking about someone completely different. But I'm sick of these gobshites that go on their YouTube channels and go do this, right? You go, I think it's very important now that all communities come together. You know, the only way we do this is if we're stronger together, right? And those very same people, right, that say that on their YouTube channels, right, and tell everybody that they need help and all of this, are the very same people that fucking refuse me to go down to fucking Clonmel and other fucking places, right? They're fucking hypocrites, right? They're fucking hypocrites. And you aren't going to win this if you don't come together. And you better cop the fuck on, right? Because I'm getting pissed off and a lot of other people are getting pissed off, which is all right now, right? You all come to fucking together, right? End the fucking story. There's a united front, right? Or that's it. We're done for. We're done for. So don't be going on use our YouTube channels and pretending to tell people that we need to work together when you are the very same fucking people that say, I don't want no stranger down in my area. You might be born in this country, but you're a stranger. Right? Don't want to fucking hear it anymore. Right? So that's why, you know, when Dundrum, County Tipperary, you know, they all start crying after the fact they got planted, I didn't feel sorry for them. I said, fuck you. Right? Yous were offered help. No, we don't want any incidents like there was in Coolock down here. Right? So, fair enough. Yous deserved it then. Right? It's the way it goes. And the rest of yous will deserve it as well if yous don't accept the help. I'm not beating around the bush anymore. We're not going to fucking win this if we don't actually come together. So stop talking about coming together and actually come together. If not, you know, we're doomed. We're doomed. Right? And general election comes in November. We're fucked anyway. We're fucked anyway. Another 5 years of this bullshit of yous all pretending, oh, we'll all work together, but you don't actually all come together. Right? So, you know what I mean? Listen, if you... This is the difference between me and some of these people, right? The bottom fucking line is, right, is they're in it for yous ourselves. Right? That's what it is. He's got a nice little handy group down there, right, or wherever yous are. Right? Use control the narrative, right? Use put out the videos. And what it is you just don't want anybody going down there and raining on yous or parade, or maybe getting the information out more than what yous do. And that's what it's all about, really. It's all about to do with just our egos and all of this bullshit. And I'm actually quite sick of it, because while yous are all fucking massaging yous our egos and worried about who comes down to yous our fucking area, the country starts is continuing to get fucking planted. And you know what? It'll just come a point where someone will just take the whole lot on and just say, fuck it. Do you know what? You haven't got a clue what you are doing, and we're taking over this whole shit, and we don't care, kicking and fucking screaming. Don't give a shit. Right? That's what needs to happen now. Right? Someone needs to go in there now and upset it all and say, right, this is it. We either work together, and where anybody that opposes it or says they don't want any strangers, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, right? Because the question you should be asking yourselves then is why are they so fucking determined to keep the little group there, right? And not have help come down to their fucking counties. And that's the question you should be all asking yourselves, right? 5 years. We don't even have 5 fucking minutes in these gobshite. Get away. Get away, man. I'm not going down without a fight. But these motherfuckers are going to drag us down. And I'm sorry, I'm not allowing you to drag me down anymore. So you all get your fucking act together. And when someone, do you know what? This is the way it should go. All you fucking counties that refused help need to fucking ask for it now. Right? Nobody's just going to go down. You need to fucking ask for it now. Get down on your fucking knee. Right? And fucking ask for it. Because I'm telling you now, once Tartan Hall's done, or while they're doing Tartan Hall, Clonmel is next. And nobody's talking about Clonmel again. People are just doing their little gobshite videos. Right? Not asking for help. That site is absolutely fucking huge. Right? Nobody's asking for help. No, we don't want any strangers down here. No hard feelings, I was told. No hard feelings. Fuck you. Sorry guys. So yeah, just so everybody's aware. So on this channel, get it on because I've been on the other channel. Right. So on this channel, the Irish Own Live, it's just me giving my opinions. The Tartar see, I've got so many fucking the Irish Zone, get it off your chest, is where everybody else gets to speak on the channel. We are live tomorrow night at 7 p.m. So if anybody has anything to say in relation to this stream that I've done or the information that I've put out there, you're more than welcome to come on tomorrow and express your opinion. And that's on the other channel, the Irish Zone, get it off your chest. I'm pretty sure one of me moderators will throw that channel into the chat there for everybody. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. That's where you guys get a chance to express your opinions, and you just come on, and it's personal, it's one-on-one, so it's just yourself, me, and then as soon as your point is made and you've gotten everything, we bring someone else on. You drop out, so everybody gets a chance to talk without interruption. So if anybody wants to come on, that's tomorrow night. But look, the bottom line is, if we don't get our act together now, it's game over. And you know what? I am not going. These people are just making it so difficult, easy, I should say, for the government. Because, you know, all it would take is a bit simple organisation around all of these groups, and all of them in unison with one another, and we'd have a better chance of a good outcome. But we're not going to get that in the current climate, right? It's as simple as that. And you know, guys, I don't mean to sound defeatist, but you know, at the end of the day, if they're not willing to help themselves and they're not willing to accept help, then what more can we actually do? What more can we actually do? See, this is the frustrating thing about it. Our hands are tied, because even if we were to ignore those people and go down, right, it'd be framed in such a way that we'd be turned against. People would actually turn against us, right? And that's what we're dealing with. We don't have a fucking fighting chance with the way things are going. No problem, Anna. But if you do want to come on tomorrow, Anna, you're more than welcome to come on. I do put the link in the chat on the other channel and all of that. I'm pretty sure one of my moderators will put the channel in. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And that's tomorrow night from 7 to 10. And we get one person on at a time, as I said. Gives everybody a chance to speak uninterrupted as well. And we also hold some open panels over there as well. But that now that channel is back and this channel is back now, I'll have to do a schedule for that one. Because we were just doing streams on the other channel while we were obviously banned on this one for putting up a bloody video. Like, I mean, YouTube hates me right now, folks, I have to say. Absolutely ridiculous. Carry on, but what can you do? There's nothing you can do. You just fucking have to laugh now at this stage. The censorship has gone crazy. But look, I know a lovely group of people. I'm not going to mention them, right, all, because that'd be unfair. But there's a group of us that don't want to go down without a fight. And I have to be honest, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because we are pissing against the wind. We are fighting this with our hands tied behind our backs. And I don't think people actually understand, especially for people that live in other countries. I don't actually think you understand how fractured this nationalist movement is. It's like it's on a thread right now. And I can't say much, but something's about, I can't say that and yet. Well, we'll eventually be able to say something. But there's something on the horizon that's going to actually upset all of this again, even further. Right? Because that's just how it's gone now. People are just not thinking about what they're actually doing, and they're going in thinking that they're probably doing the right thing, but when you analyze it and you look at it, it's very bad. And that's how it's going to be perceived. And in the next couple of weeks, maybe the next couple of days, something's going to blow up in the nationalist movement. You've already probably seen some of it. Some of the Says No groups put out a statement yesterday because there was this meeting called, which they didn't call. And it's all going to kick off because this meeting involved meeting with Muslim leaders and ex-loyalists who did some nasty stuff back in the day. Now, when we were talking about linking up with people up north, the loyalists. We were talking about the grandmothers, the grandfathers, the dads and the mas and stuff, not the radicals, right? But unfortunately, it looks like that some of these lads have aligned themselves and are having a meeting that involves these people. So the said no groups actually put out a statement. So this is not a secret. But the thing about it is that after it all came to light, the people that are involved in it are going to continue and go ahead with it. So in the next couple of weeks, or in the next couple of weeks, month from now, it's all going to kick off again in this nationalist movement. So this is important now. You need to listen up. Obviously, I'm part of a group. There's other people that have set up groups as well. And this is the way that it's going now. Now, if there's like-minded people like yourselves, right? My advice to you would be set up some sort of committee or group, right? Meet and discuss things with each other, things you can do in your community, things that you can do to make a difference, right? And obviously, the group that I'm part of, same thing, and there's other groups out there. Now, eventually, it'll come a point where we may be able to, because we're all like-minded and have the same opinions, that we can form some sort of a alliance, right? And then get volunteers then to help us all across the country and make a real difference on this island. Because the next 5 years is going to be a shit show. Right? So, and there's also an economic crash, worldwide crash on the way as well. So that will compound, and maybe then the Irish government will be fragile, and maybe nationalists then can pull off some sort of miracle. But as I said, they can't even organise a wake, let alone organise themselves. So I don't see that happening, because you need someone in there with a bit of brain, right? And who knows, you know, how to keep an alliance together, keep them all in unison, right? But the people behind the scenes that are running this, right, are weak and pathetic, and they can't do what needs to be done, right? So it's going to be all over the place, right? So we've got to do our own thing. So if you're living in anywhere in Ireland, right, a lot of people have contacted me, by the way, and others that I know are getting contacted and stuff like this. Now, I've met a few people all during the week, and I've to still meet a few others. I was supposed to meet someone yesterday, and I, as you know, I was fucking wrecked yesterday. But I've got a couple of more people to meet now over the next couple of weeks, and this is all in aid of trying to get like-minded people together to make a real difference in this country. And you know, it's getting a pretty positive response. So if you would like, you know, as I said, if you're in your community, start linking up with people in your community that are like-minded like yourselves. Get something going in your community. Also as well, check around in your community. Check out for buildings that have planning permission. Take photographs of the planning permission. See if any of them are potential IPAS centres. We need to gather as much information as we actually can, right? Because as I said, the official numbers are not the numbers, the government numbers. The government numbers are official numbers, but they're not official, if you know what I mean, because the government will never tell the truth. So we've got to do all of that for ourselves, right? So link up with other like-minded people, right? And do something, right? And when all of these groups are all settled and they're all solid, then we start talking about coming together, and then we make it a nationalist fucking thing, and then we announce ourselves to everybody else there and let everybody know then when we present ourselves to the public, we could say, look, this is what we've done. Right? We've actually done stuff. This is what we've done. We've fed these homeless people. We've got homeless people off the streets. We've done this. We've done that. We've done You know what I mean? We've gathered information. This is what the true state of the country. This is the situation that we're in. And this is what this is all about. So we got to do it ourselves. I'm not waiting around for these fucking idiots that got voted in to do something for us. They're never going to do anything for us, right? Some of them are selfish and they've only been in it for themselves. But look at, you learn from your mistakes, your past mistakes. And if I were you, as I said to you all, and I mean this, if you do go and vote, right? And this just goes for the people that are still going to vote, by the way. Right, because I know there's people out there that believe we can't vote our way, and I agree with that. But if you're still going to vote, right, and you're voting nationalists, this is what I'm going to say to you, right? Vote the candidate that you trust the most. It's as simple as that, and give them your vote, right? See, the problem that we have here, there are some that are in parties that I like individually, and I wish they weren't part of the parties, right? But then I'd be like, well, should I punish them and not give them my vote, because I don't like the party? And that's what you are going to have to do and think about if you do go down the voting route. It's as simple as that, right? But give your vote to the candidate that you trust. And do your research on them this time, will you? Because can I just fucking say, right, because you know me, I don't bullshit around here, right? Some people saw, some of these candidates saying they were nationalist candidates, right? The independent ones. And then as soon as they got voted in, it turned out they weren't nationalist candidates at all. But you would have found all of that out if you had done a bit of digging. Because after they got in, then they said so, and people went and found videos of them 2-3 years ago, which would have indicated that you shouldn't vote for these people. But nobody did their research. People have to do their research. Irish people, I think it's people on the whole, though. They don't do their research. Do your fucking research, guys. Whatever you can get up on any candidate, just fucking read it first before you fucking give them your vote. Frank says fair play. No, look at mate. It's fair play when, and I'm not giving out to you, by the way. I'm just upset about this whole situation. But it's fair play if we actually do something and we win. Right? Then it's fair play. Right now, I'm just doing what needs to be done with like-minded people who also believe the same thing, that we've got to try get in there in communities and actually make a fucking difference and help them out. And then maybe then there is a positive to this. Then maybe the people in Clonmel and all of those other places that are touchy-feely about people coming down to their areas will all of a sudden cop on and think, oh, do you know what? These people actually do want to help. But that's what I wanted to do in Clonmel. What am I missing? I hear someone's banning someone. What? What's going on? Sorry, Anna, but I find your comment very disrespectful. I've already explained the situation on this channel. This is where I give my view and opinion, and I'd actually have to say I think people would disagree with your comment about that I don't have a clue and my heart is in the right place. I do have a clue. I've actually called everything that's happened in this movement so far, and I actually even called when the government was going to counter against this movement. Okay, I even figured out the whole setup before anybody else did, and warned people that there was going to be a setup in Coolock. Listen, I've been involved in politics for a very long, long time. Now, I may not have spoken about politics online, but I certainly have been uh, very, very fucking clued in to what's been happening in this country since the 1980s. In my household, all all that ever was on the TV besides sci-fi and westerns was politics, politics, politics. Right? I know the ins and outs of Irish politics, like a lot of people in here. If you have an issue, as I said, you know, the other channel is for that, and this is my channel where I give my opinion here. Now, if you don't like my opinion, that's fine, fair enough, but you don't have to be rude about it. Do you know what I mean? No need to be rude about it. Thank you, Paddy. Look, it, it's not even that hard though. It's just what I've been able to do is I can join. I connect the dots before most people, right? I'm not saying that people probably don't figure it out themselves at home and stuff, but I put all of it up publicly, and I say this is what I think is gonna happen, and then what happens, it happens. It happens. I told everybody that people were set up in Kulak, right? That they were going to get set up, and what happened? What happened? It happened, right? Same with Ballyogan. I said the same thing there. They were going to get set up. It happened. It's not even that hard to figure out. The government on the left in this country are stupid. They're using the same playbook as they've used all over Europe, right? And this is the other thing as well. I'm not just got my finger on the pulse when it comes to Irish politics. When it comes to world politics, I see what's happening in other countries as well. I know the lefty playbook. I know the lefty playbook. Everybody knows the lefty playbook. It's the same playbook with climate change. It's the same playbook with gender ideology, and it's the same playbook that they use for politics. The difference is that the wording changes for each specific situation or social issue that they're dealing with. But it's the same playbook that they've used all across Europe, right? The whole far right narrative, the whole, they're racist. This is the whole thing that they've been using all across Europe. Well, you were rude. I wasn't being politically correct. You were actually rude. You said my heart was in the right place, but no, with all respect, your heart is in the right place, but there are others with more of a clue. Let other people speak on the panel. So basically, what you're saying is I'm a bit of a tick, and that there's people that are more intelligent than me, and I should bring them on because you don't want to hear me speak anymore. So no, not being politically correct, the truth. And that's it now. I'm not dealing with it anymore. So anyway, back to this whole thing. As I said, it's all about gathering information and getting people together. And I see that what's happening in the country. So that's what we're going to be doing. And I'm going to be traveling all over this country. Going to be traveling all over this country, whether that's with myself or a group of people. More than likely be a group of people, but we'll be traveling all over this country. We'll be getting the numbers. We'll be looking at everything because, this is a lot worse than what we're being led. Listen, if the government openly admit where there's iPass centres, you can be guaranteed that there's unofficial ones. And there always is, because it was the same in Europe as well, right? Same in Europe as well. Anyway, apparently they're printing up their leaflets for this general election. And it would seem, in fairness, if they are printing up leaflets, and some candidates have been seen, or well, we've seen the photograph of people before profit. They've been going around. So I think they've been told. They have been told. The thing about it is, I don't see any of the nationalists canvassing. No, they're busy putting up videos and whatever. So how do you expect these people to get in? And I know they keep complaining that they have no. And I actually had it out on the space over this, where they were saying, well, we don't have any money and blah, 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 blah. And I says, well, you have people that turn up at marches that would be willing to volunteer and help you canvass, but then we get a load of bullshit. Do you know what I mean? So they're not even utilizing the people that they have there. Right? People should be canvassing. If they're working, look at some of these candidates working, I understand that. Right, you have other jobs, right? But if you had a team of people together, volunteers, you mean to tell me that nobody volunteer for you? There's plenty of people that have volunteered. Get them to go around on your behalf and drop leaflets into doors, maybe talk to a few people on your behalf. But you're going to leave it like you did for the local and European elections. You're going to leave it to the last minute and then expect that you're going to magically get all of these votes to get into Dáil Éireann. It doesn't work like that. You have to put in some work. You can't half-ass this. You have to go in full-blooded. You're not going to go in full-blooded. There's no point. Thank you, Doc. I appreciate that. Look, I don't mind anybody questioning me if I say something that they don't agree with, right? I don't. Sometimes I will, I'll fight me corner, of course. We all fight our corner. But I won't, you know what I mean? I made it clear at the very start of this stream that this was where I give my opinion. The other channels where people give their opinions, right? So it's just as simple as that, right? And if people don't like what I have to say on these streams, I've made it very clear that you don't have to be here. Nobody forces you to be here. People choose to listen to me. Which sometimes I do wonder why, I'll be honest, right? But people do listen to me. They value my opinion and I value theirs. But, guys, this general election comes in November. I mean, it's going to be an absolute shit show. I don't know how we recover, to be quite honest with you. But I know that the people I'm with, we're not going to stop fighting anyway. And we'll scrap to our very last breath. We really will. Like, for us, this is for our people, our families, our friends. And we've made some great connections. And we care about the people that we've made connections with. So it's personal for a lot of us. It's really personal. And we're not going to just sit back. We can't because we'll regret it. We'll regret it. We know we're fighting the biggest uphill struggle. We are. And it probably will be fruitless. I'm just putting it out there. Probably, you never know, right? But even if it was fruitless, you still have to fight. You still have to fight. People died for this country so I could be here today as an Irishman. Right? That's the way I look at it. And I can't let them down. And I can't let future generations of my people down. That's how much this means to me. People don't realise, right? And then when I see people, Irish people, refuse help, it breaks my heart every fucking time. I was devastated over Clonmel. I never told everybody how I felt after that. I think people saw I was annoyed and angry, but I was really upset. I didn't, for a few days after that, I didn't recover. I'm going to be honest. I was absolutely devastated that these people, our people, turned down help. And why? Well, there's a reason for it. It's because there's a number of factors. Obviously, there's people inside those camps that don't want other people down because it's just about them. And then on the other hand, you have the media and the government have done a fine job on convincing these communities that anybody that's not from your area that comes down is some sort of far right bigot and is only there to cause trouble. But it's shocking. I'm still pissed about Clonmel. I'm not going to lie. I'm still pissed. Because Clonmel to me, that's where it'll end. And what I mean by that is if we had took a stand, and we could still take that stand at Clonmel, if there was only a will from the few that are down there to say, do you know what, fuck it, let's get the country down outside that site and stay there for as long as the fucking, well, I know all people wouldn't be able to stay, but there's many fucking people that were willing to fucking stay, make arrangements with people in the fucking town or whatever we have to do, but keep that place going 24 fucking 7 and have hundreds of fucking people there all the time for as long as it fucking takes, right? Stop that place from getting, look, if Clonmel gets put in Thornton Hall, it's game over. Knock, someone asked about Knock, Frank asked about Knock. Right now, Frank, the situation on Knock, and this came from Kildare, says no, I think. What they said was, if I'm correct, is that there was asbestos issue with one of the buildings or something like that, and the health inspectors went in and they said apparently it was unsafe. Now, that's not the end of the story, because apparently the people that own the building are trying to find a solution to the issue. But right now, Knock is, well, it's after getting a short reprieve. So we have to wait and see what happens there. But that's something that you can keep an eye on. Noel, can you explain to me why I should believe a word you say? Well, I mean, in what context? In what context? Like what is it exactly? And I'll answer it. I'm not giving out. I'm actually genuinely interested. Noel, can you explain to me? Yeah, in what context? I've answered your comment. My name is Noel, by the way, not Joel. And I asked you what the context. So what context? Seeing a huge base at Mosney today. Well, I wouldn't be surprised. Mosney, I remember when Mosney was closed down for the Roma. It was absolutely bleeding. There was outrage. In fairness, though, Mosney had fallen a bit apart. He hadn't done the fucking thing up for ages. So when it did go, it wasn't the hugest loss in the world. But to use it for what they used it for was wrong. They should have, that site there, if you think about it logically, was the very first plantation in this country with the Roma. And how can you explain to me why you never talk about fluffy kittens? I don't like cats. I'm not a cat person. Got to be honest. I've always been a dog man. Yeah, I went to Mosley a lot as a kid because we'd be part of these things called summer projects, and used to go to Mosley and all. Clara Lara as well apparently is gone. Um, so a lot of our childhood is gone. Um, so yeah, I don't know what it is about cats though. Um, I don't know. It's just so I don't trust them or something. I just something about cats have never really appealed to me. Mosney Base is going a long time. Didn't know the size of it though till today to get free buses into Drogheda and a lot. I'm not voting a complete waste of time. Um, I'm still waiting on Rat Poison to ask in what context. Like, are you talking about what I spoke about getting a group together and doing stuff? Is that what you're talking about? Because people in the chat can actually back me up on that has happened, and that we are doing something. So people can back me up on that. I don't know what the context is, so that's why I'm just answering it like that. So yeah, there's look, this is why we need to be going around the country, because there's a lot of stuff going on that we don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on that we don't know, and there's probably locations in this country that we don't even know about that have already been set up or have some form of something going on in them. So, you know, there's no messing around here. There's no messing around here. We have open panels on the other channel, guys. I think I'm not going to listen. I'm not explaining this. Is the last time I've explained it. I'm explaining it. This channel is where I give my opinion, right? This channel, right? On the Irish Zone, get it off your chest is where everybody else in the chat can have their opinion. When I come on here and I talk about the news, I'm giving my opinion on it, right? As I said, if there's anything in this stream that you want to discuss, you are free to do that tomorrow night at 7. I mean, I don't know why this is hard and why I'm getting a hard time for every time. Anyway, I get this channel back. Like, I don't know why I'm getting it in the neck when I actually do bring people on or bring them on the other channel. I've made it very clear on this channel that this is just me on here. Like, how more clear do I have to make it? Do I have to have a big fucking sign on my head that says it? I'm the one that has an opinion on here. You go to the other channel for an opinion. And it's funny, I'm just seeing new names popping up and then like they're questioning me. Like, do you know what I mean? New names just popping up in the chat and then they just want to either insult me or have a go at me. The bottom line is, I'll just say this anyway. Nobody has to believe a fucking word that comes out of my mouth is the bottom fucking line. Right? But anybody that knows me and has interacted with me will tell you that I'm 100% fucking true to what I fucking say and what I believe. And that I'm not just a man of words. I've been out there on the streets. There's a lot of fucking people that don't fucking even bother their arses turning fucking up. Right? I'm not asking people to believe me. I'm not asking for your vote. I'm just here to give my opinions on what I see. If I was asking for your vote, then that's a different story. Everybody has the right to question anything I say, but I'm not asking for anybody's vote. I didn't put myself forward because I don't want to be in politics. I like talking about politics. I like the ins and outs of it and the complicit nature of politics. But I never want to be a politician because it's not anything I don't think I would enjoy. And the reason why I wouldn't want to be a politician is because I wouldn't want to let the people down, because you have a lot of responsibility, right? And me, as an Irishman, and the fact I do wear my heart on my sleeve sometimes and I speak my mind when I probably shouldn't sometimes, it would affect me. It would affect me because I feel like if I was letting people down, it would get to me. So I leave it to the people that think they have it to do it. And when I look right now, I see very few. And it's frustrating. Yeah, but I'm only here, Kieran, you're right though, but I'm only here to give me opinion. I didn't put me fucking self forward to be elected. Do you know what I mean? If I did, then I would answer any question. Because the bottom line is I'm asking people for me vote. And that's the way it is. Now, if I ever decided that I've had enough and I wanted to go down that route, then absolutely you can ask me all the questions you want. You have that right because I'm asking you for a vote. And I don't want everybody to believe everything I say, right? That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to give my opinion on what's happening in this country, right? And then, you know, people give their opinions in the chat then. And then on the other channel, then, if they hear something that I've discussed that they might disagree with or agree with, they come on the other channel and they express that opinion. We'll be here tomorrow on the other channel. If one of me moderators could put me other channel in the chat there, please. The Irish Zone, get it off your chest. We'll be live from 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, we'll be live on the other channel. And then anybody that has an opinion on anything, or you have your own stuff that you want to get off your chest, that's where you get it off your chest. So now that's cleared up, I'm not going to explain it again. And all I'll just say is, as far as I'm concerned now, this issue is dealt with. Everybody knows what goes on now. There are no more excuses. Of course, I do understand if new people come in the chat, but mods, just let them know what the situation is and then put the link up to the other channel and tell them to subscribe to that channel. That way, then, if they want to come on, they could come on the other channel then. Hey, Gaming Dad and Son. Well, nice to have you here. No one's flower as well. Frank, there's a lot of people in there that I've just seen pop in. Welcome. Nice to see you all again. It's been 2 weeks. Do you know what, though? Do you know what the weird thing is? I wasn't getting this hassle on the other channel while we were streaming over there for 2 weeks. Everything was pretty much settled over there. As soon as I come back here, like all hell breaks fucking loose again. It's fucking mad. Did I receive your message? Like, did you post a message in here? Sorry, did I miss it? Let me see. I have to scroll back up. Sorry. Let's see. Where did you send me a message there, Game and Dad and Son? It was on my latest post, pal. my latest post on the YouTube channel. Hold on. Let me see. On my latest post. Right, hold on. Yeah, I'm checking on the community wall, yeah? Hold on, I'm just swapping accounts just in case you put it on the other account. See, I'm getting confused at my own fucking channel. Oh, there's your comment, yeah. Do you want me to read this out? Yeah, is that what you want me to do? Because I can read it out if you want me to read it out. So it's on me post for Get It Off Your Chest. Returns tomorrow at 6 p.m. And he's left a comment there. So I'll read it out because he says feel free. Okay. So hi Noel. Let's just say I'm worried about a 16-story building in my area that looks suspicious and housing a lot of unfamiliar faces, if you know what I mean. You did say a while back if anyone has any concerns in the area to let you know. I would love for someone to come check this place out. It's a hidden restaurant cooking food right next door, and the food goes straight into this building. All the windows have the white covers over them. I did get some photos of people coming and going, and it's all males in and out all day buying alcohol. Sometimes you can see right up the top where they all drink, and it's not covered up top. Look forward to hearing back from right. Okay, let me see. Right, because I don't want to really talk about this. No, I mean I'll talk about the post, but linking up with you so you can give me the name of the area. I don't want you to do it here publicly. Are you on any social media by any chance? If you are, let me know, and I'll see if I can hook up with you there. I don't want you to say anything publicly where this area is, and yes, I'll be willing to go down or wherever it is. Maybe me and a couple of our little group that we have will come with me, and we'll check the place out. Absolutely. And then obviously then we can maybe expose this place if that's what the case is. But that does sound very fucking suspicious there, I have to say. And thank you for that comment. I only seen it because obviously I'm over on this channel now and you posted it on the other channel, but I got it now. Perfect, Nolan. I'm only on here. I can give you my email maybe, and thank you. I don't know how safe it'll be for you to give your email to me. I'll tell you what I'll do. Before I end this stream, I'll put the and then that way then you can give me your phone number, right? But don't do it here publicly. I'll send you the link. So I'm gonna end the stream now shortly anyway. And as I'm ending the stream, the trailers come into the studio, and when the stream ends, then we can talk off air privately. Is that okay with you? Will that be acceptable? I just don't want you to put your email in the public chat, because I have found what happens is, because I used to do it for my old channel, they'd sign you up to porn sites and all of this other nonsense, and then you'd be getting notifications for stuff, and you're like, what the hell is going on here? Like, so just, so we'll do that. I'll put the link in just before we end. You come into the studio, and then when we're off air, then you can give me your phone number and stuff like that. And then obviously you can tell me where this place is, and then I will talk to me group, and we'll see how many of us can actually get to the location. Because I certainly don't want to be going there on my own. You know, we don't go to these places on our own. That's the whole point of a group. So we'll do that, absolutely. But thanks for bringing that to our attention, by the way. And we'll certainly look into that. Because this is what we need to be doing. No, nobody's to go on their own. Listen to the members of the group that we're in. Listen, we've made an agreement that nobody goes to these places on their own. So nobody's to go rogue. Nobody's to go rogue. Right? Someone has to be there with someone. Yeah, that'll be grand. That'll be grand. Yeah, you'll be there as well. That's fantastic. But as I said, nobody in their group is to be going on their own. You know who I'm talking to, right? Nobody's to be going on their own to these places, right? Even the candidates don't go to these places on their own. You seen a woman that went to a place in Thornton Hall, right? And she got intimidated. By the way, she was locked up as well. Or she's being charged, by the way, for trespassing, right? With these masked thugs. She's getting charged. Go away, you loved wanting them. Are you joking, man? Fucking hell. It was a fucking nightmare. It was a nightmare, to be quite honest with you. Just the phone just kept bing, 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 notification after notification. Here, check this out. The latest new video from blah, 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 blah. Yeah, nobody else gives a bollocks in the area. Of course they don't. See, this is what you're fighting, isn't it? That's what I've been trying to tell people all along. Like, even when you they're all making me laugh. Fuck you. It's, you know what, Irish? Feck you. You fucking woman. You're mad thing. Get away. Listen, the way I look at it, you've seen one, you've seen them all anyway, for fuck's sake. Get away. They're all the bleeding same, right? The only difference is the different bloke and it's a different woman, but the positions are the same. Come on. Anyway, and all I have heard that there's an iPass centre being put into Lansdowne Valley Park in Drimina. Hold on. That's the place with the pitch and putt, isn't it? Or used to be the pitch and putt course. In there, I wouldn't be surprised because it's a bit of a shithole of a park. And it'd be the perfect fucking place to put them. Because it's all land, you know, and it's Dublin City Council land as well at that. Yeah, so when I know the area and stuff, maybe some of you already know, but what you call it, as I said, I'll talk to the group and then we'll arrange to go down ASAP, because, you know, we're going to have to, this is what we said we were going to do anyway, and it's part of the whole collecting and gathering information. So we will do that. So yeah, interesting. But again, you know, as we said in the group, we know for a fact that NGOs have sites off somewhere where people don't even know about, because there's a lot more people in this country than you're being told. Forget about the official numbers that the government give you, right? You double more than right. This is what I always say with government figures, right? Whatever figure they give you in relation to people coming to this country, add 10 or 15% to that figure, and that's the true amount that's here. So this is what we need to do. So thanks. Look at this is what we need. And by the way, if there are any other people in areas, that are worried, as we said, you see a building there, planning permission, and it actually explicitly even says, that it's for. But let us know, because this is the thing. There's a lot of places that are not official yet or haven't been brought to light yet, because they're only in the early days of planning permission and stuff like that. So these are the sites that we need to be gathering intel on, and then we'll have the proper figure. Well, we'll get close enough anyway. But I'm telling you, folks, this is a fight for our very survival. Whatever you can do, right? Whatever you can do out there, do. Right? If you see a building, an old derelict building, and you think yourself, think like them, think like an NGO, right? No, it's hard to, because you feel the drain of intelligence running out of you if you do that. But think like them, right? And if you think that building would be a possible location of an iPass center, right? Take a photograph of it, the name of the location, and it's catalogued, and that's the whole point. And then if it pops up as an iPass center, we have the information on it. We know where it is, and blah, 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 blah. We can get people down there then ASAP, stop it from ever happening or whatever. But this is the whole point. Anybody out there in any part of this country, if you're suspicious of a building, you think there's a chance, you take a photograph of that, you catalog that, and then if you can get it to one of us or whatever, we'll let you know who we are anyway eventually, and then give that photograph. We'll archive it, we'll keep it there, and it'll be with all the lists of all the others that we get. And the best thing is, once we know a building, then you can Google that building, you get the square footage and all of that. So you get details and all on the building. Do you know what I mean? And then you're able to calculate then, how many they'll be able to actually fit in here and stuff like that. So we get, you know what I mean? It's all cataloguing. And this is what these fuckers in the nationalist movement should have been doing in the first place anyway, but they haven't. But better late than never. Noel, I'm free all next week and would also like to team up with you to stop this shite in other areas too. 16-story building. Yeah. Well, as I said, I was to meet someone yesterday and all, and I have to say it's been very draining, but I got a bit of a rest yesterday. And I'm going to chill out after this stream now and get a rest. But yeah, it's full steam ahead now, because we don't have time to, especially if this elections in November, then oh man, I don't even want to think about that right now. That's it. That's I'll put this up because this is a great comment, and it's absolutely spread the information between your friends, work colleagues, people you meet, wake them up, get them thinking. That's what it's all about, folks, right? And that's what you have to do in every area. Listen, you won't believe the amount of people that will actually agree with you. It's just a lot of people are afraid to speak up, right? But all it takes is one person to start speaking up before others then start speaking up, right? But calling a protest, and getting out 10,000 people or wherever to show up at one location, that's not going to work. You got to do it within your community. You get them talking within your community. That's where you win the fight. That's where you get people to change their minds, to say, yeah, actually it is bad. We are being lied to. We're not being consulted. That's it. Fields, derelict, for sale signs, fucking old buildings, abandoned buildings and all of this. These are all prime locations. Prime locations for all of this. And as I said to you earlier, and I'll end with this, right? You look at the figures that some people in this chat threw up earlier on of the crime, right, that's being committed in this country. And I said to you, think about what that figure is going to look in 5 years' time. Right? Now, the official government figures on migrants in this country, right? It's not the official figure, but we'll just go with theirs. But think of what that figure will look like in 5 years' time. And this is the way you have to be looking at things. How bad is it going to be in 5 years' time? Because the bottom line is, whether people like it or not, the reality of the situation is that the current government is going to be leading the next 5 years. Now, as I said, it'll probably be different. It might have Labour and Social Democrats. But Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, one of them will be the lead party heading this government. They have said that they'll work together if they need be, and that will happen. Right? Sinn Féin are dead in the war. Sinn Féin are not going to be able to take on the government now. They're gone. Right? So then what have we got left? People Before Profit, all the other little parties, and then we've got the nationalists who can't even organise a wake, can't even organise an alliance properly without arguing with each other in public. So that's what you need to be thinking. 5 years from now, what's this country like? Well, if you go into Dublin City now, right, and if you think it's bad now, 5 years from now, the landscape of, well, it's already changed, I believe, but 5 years it'll be worse. So the bottom line, you got to help yourselves, because there's nobody out there to help us. No matter what they say, right? You can vote if you want to vote, right? Nobody's telling you not to vote. But if you think voting for those people is going to actually make a difference to this country, well, it's not, because the current government's getting back into power. And they were always getting back into power. And the nationalists knew this. So why they didn't tell us this in the first place is what the questions. See, these are all questions you need to be asking all of these people. You need to be calling these people out, wasting their time, you know, making their silly little videos and, you know, writing letters to people that have clearly told you that they're not going to consultate with you. There's no consultation. There's no communication. You don't have a veto. They told you on national television, but yet you're still writing your emails and your letters to them, even though they said publicly on national television, as I said, and on national radio, you do not have a veto in your community. So why the focus hasn't been on other things like the manifesto? I'm not saying they haven't put focus on the manifesto. They probably have been working on it, right? But it should have been delivered a long time ago, right? And as soon as that alliance was called, within a few days, we should have had something down on paper, something to give the electorate. But we have nothing to give them, right? And if a general election's coming in November, sure, it's August now, September, October, November. They have 12 weeks, just a little over 12 weeks, 14, 15 weeks they have, right? So in 14, 15 weeks, do you think that this nationalist movement is going to whip themselves into shape, get their act together, and actually do something that nobody's ever done in the face of Irish politics, and actually cause an earthquake, which would be them to take power? It's not going to happen, right? It's not even going to happen in 5 years, I believe, either. They have a chance of doing it in 10, but even then, I'm a skeptic on that. And the reason why, as I said, is because they're not organised. If they were organised and they had better leadership within the group that's moving all of this, they'd have some chance. But they have zero chance. So you're looking at a 10 to 15 year time frame, and we certainly don't have 15 years. And as Paul and others have rightly said, and I see Paul's in the chat, when you've got a system that's rigged anyway, a voting system that's rigged anyway, right? So you're fighting that as well, right? And then we've all the stuff about the ballots being left, unattended, all of this. We've seen video footage, right? So there's clearly interference going on there. And then on top of that, then, who's all these people that have been let into this country going to vote for? Well, they're going to vote for the people that actually allowed them to come into this country and freeload, right? So we're not voting our way out of this, as Paul has been saying for a long time, and he's absolutely right. We're not voting our way out of this. So, the only other hope we have left is this economic crash that's on the horizon. But even then, these guys are not. Listen, if I thought for a second that these guys were organized, I'd be pushing them all the way to give them the best chance. I think we all would. But we don't push them because we know it's useless. It's useless. Anyway, I'll leave it there. But there's an interesting few weeks coming up. And, it's going to be fascinating. In fairness, it's going to be fascinating to see how all of this pans out. But maybe, this is what I'm thinking, if the general election doesn't go the way that some people believe it's going to go because they're living in cuckoo land, maybe that will be the tipping point that maybe would people say, okay, yeah, it hasn't worked out. And maybe then there might be a shift to do something else maybe, but it'll be too late then. And that's the whole point. This is the frustrating thing about it. They just wait until it's too late. So, yeah. Anyway, look, enough doom and gloom. I'm going to leave it there. Right, I'm getting ready to put that link in. So I'll put it in now in a minute. So I just want to take this comment off and just put this comment up real quickly. And I second that. So thanks for tuning in. And yeah, exactly. Please get out there. Look. Just do. Look, even if it's if you have your own little YouTube channels and you have never spoke, or you don't want, you do it on your own channels if you have one. Just do a little video. You don't even have to show your face, but give us our opinion, get us our message out there. You know what I mean? Talk about how bad things are, especially in your own area. Talk about your own area if you have to. If you can't talk about everything that's going on in the country, if it's happening in your area, get online and talk about it. People need to know. So just hit the link. Yeah, so when I put the link in, it'll ask you to link up through either Facebook or YouTube. So you have a YouTube channel, I'm assuming, because you have a name there. So just press in. It's free. It'll just be for a couple of minutes, just so you can tell me what you need to tell me. I just don't want people to, see your email address or while you're giving me your phone number or whatever. So yeah, I'll just put the link in. You just press onto the link, follow the steps, and then it'll bring you into the studio. And then when I end the stream there, you'll be still there, and then I'll be able to bring you on while nobody is listening. and then we can have that little bit of a chat, and then you can pass the details on to me. Then I'll get on to the people that I know, and I'll have a discussion with them and see when some of them are available to come with me. And then, of course, we'll meet yourself then, your good self then, and then we can discuss whatever needs to be discussed and stuff like that. So, yeah. And I see Paddy's put my YouTube channel in. Yeah, so go over to the Irish Zone, get it off your chest. That's the other channel there. If you want to give your opinion tomorrow night, that's where you give it. We start from 7 p.m. and we finish at 10. So, yeah, join us for that. That'll be absolutely fantastic. So, Patrick there, just want to put this. Ireland is full of RTE clowns. Yeah, you can say that again. Anyway, we will leave it there. And I shall talk to you for the next one, which will be on the other channel. So come and join me for that, and have a good evening. And yeah, stay safe and look after yourselves.